Salute you is more than the promise of allegiance. No, yeah. Let me stop. Y'all ain't ready for that, man. Word. Welcome, man. Welcome to God's Fault. How we doing out there? What's good? What's good? Listen, it's your boy Niger, a.k.a. King's Caliber. Y'all better start paying attention, man. Listen to what's going on. King's Caliber. Yeah, what's good? Shout out to my big bro, Toe, man. Mama Brother's Keeper, man. Happy birthday. Yeah, love you, dog. Yeah, that's what's up. Welcome to God's Fault. Okay? I got my lovely co-host, I guess, at this point for this episode. I don't know if the lovely Lee is going to be able to join us on all the episodes, but as long as she's available, we're going to put her to good use. Because she need to earn her keep around. Ain't that right? Yeah, what's good, Lee? How you feeling?
I'm doing good. Let's get this.
Let's get it. That's what I'm talking about. So look, you guys have found the safest place online. Okay, really. We here. This is home of the comeback kids. How do I know? Because I'm a comeback kid. You know what I'm saying? God just kept bringing your boy back. Every time he go down, he be like, nah, get up. I be like, nah, I want to get. Nah, I'm just playing. But yeah, listen. This is home of the comeback kids, man. This is where we believe sharing our own stories will help benefit others. Okay, because a lot of people dealing with a lot of things, but there's a lot of people who have overcome a lot of things and are better for it. You know what I mean? We live in a world, instant gratification. Everything needs to be like this. Instagram society, everything's perfect. Look at the blue. Y'all feeling the blue? I'm feeling the blue. I'm feeling the blue. It's like heaven's gates. Hallelujah. Right? What you think, Lee? You like it? No?
Love it.
You love it? Yeah. Is blue your favorite color?
Yes.
Yeah. Yo, I'll be going to Carolina blue, man. Hey, I don't even, I'm not even going to speak on it right now. Carolina blue, those, you stand up, man. Where my North Carolina folks at, man? From Jersey to North Cackalack, man. Where we at? Stand up. But yeah, welcome, man. Look, like, subscribe, share, join us on this journey, man. Like, this is about helping each other, man. If you get any kind of value, share this, with your loved ones, with your friends, your co-workers, all of that. You know what I mean? Because we just out here having a good time. We just kicking it about topics, from a faith standpoint. You know what I mean? I'm not religious, but I was born Christian. Then I grew up. You know what I'm saying? So all that means is that chew the meat, spit out the bones. You know what I'm talking about? So that's what we're doing. You know what I mean? So we had a very interesting conversation last week called Identity. And yeah. What do you think about that episode, Lee? Did you like Miss Lovely?
I loved it. That's why we're talking about it some more.
Yes, it is. Now, since then, it prompted us to kind of, off camera, we was continue the conversation a little bit and looking from origins of our ancestry, like, where we come from, what's going on. And Lee, you found out some interesting things about yourself. I know you was talking about how you was a mutt. You want to... Listen, you were a fine butt, though. I ain't even gonna go there. But I'm just saying, the butts come like that. Y'all can hate on the sidelines. I get to look at it. Anyway, so look, you said you was a butt, but let's clarify that. What did you find out about yourself? Where you come from, or your ancestry with bloodlines, all that good stuff.
Okay, well, I had to, dig deep.
A little deep, okay.
Yeah. And came up with some stuff I didn't even know I had.
Now, you know what? Before you even go into that, when you just said deep, you know what I call people who are really just like shallow, like they don't take the time to think about anything?
What?
I call them surfers. They surfing, man. They just on the surface. You know what I'm talking about? They surfers, man. Anyway, my bad. I digress. Go ahead. I know that was why. Go ahead.
No, but on the guidelines of that, like I said, I'm Cherokee Indian. I'm black, Creek Indian.
Black Creek Indian. See,
Yes.
I do. See, you trying to get away from it because you light skin like Drake. You see what I'm talking about? But yeah, no, your DNA said you Black Creek Indians. Now, let me ask you this: do you know anything about the Black Creek Indians?
No, I don't.
But I just so happened to look into some of these Black Creek Indians.
Okay,
and,
what'd you find out?
Well, now there's another. Now I ain't even gonna try to hold you. Okay, I just did a quick gloss over, nothing too deep. But what I found out that the Black Creek Indians, they went back to their original tribe, which was the Creek Indians, when they got released from slavery. So the Black Creek Indians were ex-slaves. Bam.
Okay, now.
Now the originals were like, I'm gonna tell you something else that's gonna trip you out too. The originals, their tribe start with something with an M. I'm not gonna be disrespectful and try to chop that up. Okay, because I just can't pronounce it. That's what it is. What it is. You can look it up yourself. Black Creek Indians. Do the dive. You'll see what I'm talking about. But here's something I found out about the Cherokees, because you're part Cherokee in your ancestry, and so am I. So, did you know that the Cherokees owned Negro slaves?
Yes, I did.
You did. That's why you hostile, did it? So hold on. Wait. Hold on. So you. So you the slave owner and the slave at the same time. You want to know what's wild turkey though? Everybody kind of is, because they was doing the people dirty. You know what I'm saying? So you had who's the president who had all them babies out there? Who's that? Andrew Jackson, one of them. Jackson maybe, I don't know. One of them had a bunch of babies, man. Had a bunch of them little mulatto kids running around there. He had an appetite. Your boy had an appetite, huh? But that ain't funny. I don't know, man. It depends on how he got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he ain't violate, but I doubt it, because yeah, that ain't right. Anyway, I digress. All right. Anyway, so following up with this whole identity thing. Matter of fact, my sister did some things with Ancestry.com. And she did link me to it. As a matter of fact, if I could get into it, maybe I will. I don't know if I can do it. I don't want to do it on here, but she did take a glance at some things. I should actually call her up right now, because it's funny, but part of it, we got some Nigerian in us. Woo!
So do I.
You got some Nigerian?
Yeah.
Whoa, pause. Yo, I was going to go so wrong with that. Listen, but yeah, we got some Nigerian in us. I got to go back and do another deep dive too. So, because I know, most of the, everything I know is from the people here, and then I got, like I said, my great grandfathers from the Ireland, Scotland, all that, and more than likely came over as an indentured servant here. That's what they had to do. They had to work like 7 years to for their freedom, if the person even honored that. That stuff still goes on right now in the Middle East. Right now. Yeah, we don't even want to get into that. That's not what it's about. But right now we're talking about identity. Basically, how, like, the decisions that we make based off of, wrong perceptions of who we are, and just people not taking the time to be self-aware and know themselves. So, that's what the things that happen because of that. So I know you had some thoughts on that, or had some questions for me about that.
I sure did. I wrote some things down.
Okay.
And so I do want to address them here.
Okay. So now I know I glanced over. I did not get into these questions like this, so I don't really know what you're about to ask me. Real talk. I mean, I get the gist of what we're talking about. So this is kind of gonna be like a little pop quiz, I guess. I mean, it's really no wrong answer, right? Just my opinion.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
Correct.
Let's go. What we got?
The first thing I wanted to know, how does not knowing who you are affects the choices you make and how you get along with others? Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah. Well, okay, so wait. How do not knowing who you are affects the choices that you make? Let's do it in 2-part then.
Okay.
All right. Well, I think I don't know. I would guess you would just feel lost all the time. Like, I feel like you'll kind of jump on to anything. because you don't have a strong standing on anything. If that makes sense, I'm probably not even saying that right, but I feel like you'll be one of those people who just follow. Just you running after this, you running after that, this wave, that wave, and I don't know. That's kind of like how how folks are now. You know what I mean? Everybody's trendy. You know what I'm saying? Like
Correct.
nobody has a you rarely find trendsetters anymore. You know what I mean? Like even right now, I'm rocking the Yankee fitted, right? I don't like the Yankees though. I don't even like baseball, but because of how I came up, you know what I mean. This was part of the uniform. You dig? So now it's a part of me. I don't have to wear it, but I like it. I'm comfortable, and I identify where it comes from. So it's not like I'm beat to have it. You know what I mean? It's just part of the culture that is not that I'm cool with. That and it doesn't make me and break me. But I know when certain people see me with this hat on in certain circles, I get the perception. You get what I'm saying? So yeah.
See?
And what was the second part of that question?
See? How you get along with others?
I think you know what. That's the part that kind of got me with that question because I think it kind of makes you a people pleaser, maybe. Because you just, I feel like when you don't know who you are, you just want everybody to like you and accept you. You know what I mean?
I could see that, yeah.
That makes sense? Yeah, so I kind of feel like that. I just feel like, you're a people pleaser. You want everybody to like you. You're going to like what everybody else like. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, you'll probably be dating somebody and be watching movies and stuff that you hate because you're so afraid. You're afraid they're not gonna like you. You know what I'm saying? Like people do goofy stuff like that. That's a wild turkey, man. We gotta do better, people. Okay, all right. So what else you got?
Do you think feeling unsure about yourself can make you feel really worried or sad?
Yeah. Well, I guess it kind of depends on your personality. Like, you know what I mean? Because I don't think everybody fits in the same mold. And I think that's the problem when we all try to put each other in the same mold. So, is it going to make you feel... I mean, yeah, I believe if it's really... Okay, how can I rephrase that? If it's really something that you're struggling with, then I think it can make you, like depressed. But if you're a surfer, you know what I mean? Like you just a surface type person, you just rolling with everything. I think you really don't think about it that much until it matters. You know what I mean? Till something happens, some life event, something happens, and punch you in the face, and you're like, yo, who am I? You know what I'm saying? That type of thing, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I can understand that.
I like these. Keep them coming. What else you got?
Okay. Have you ever felt confused about what you want to do when you grow up because you're not sure who you are?
Yeah. Now, this from personal experience. I know when I was a kid, I want... Yo, this is gonna tell a lie.
Come on. Tell like it is.
Yo, I used to want to be a gynecologist, yo.
Lord have mercy.
Don't judge me, man. This is a judge-free zone. I'm bearing my soul here, people, for you, okay? But I did. I wanted to be a gynecologist just so I can treat women. Thank God that they come try me in jail. I'm your boy be in jail right now. Yo, that's crazy. I haven't thought about that in forever. Woo!
But the funny thing about it is they are men that actually became one, and they prey on the innocent.
This is true.
Because they have that control. They have
Don't
that.
want me with them, but now but you know what? But see, but I feel like that's something really serious. You know what I mean? Because that person, if they would have kind of knew who they were, if they was more self-aware, then they would have known, like, yo, this is not the thing. Because as much as doctors and stuff tell you, oh, I'm a doctor, I seen this all the time, you're still a human being. You're still a man, you know what I mean? You're looking at a woman, like, let's You know what I'm saying? Let's not pretend that we're not adults.
Correct.
So you can't tell me you you put on that little robe, you go into the office. Now you see all that, and you just like, yeah, man, come on, man. That's crazy to me. That you can't. It's just like, you know what that remind me of? It remind me of actors and actresses, right? When they do these love scenes in these movies and stuff, and they marry folks. I think that's the craziest thing.
Yeah, I asked my daughter about that the other day, and I said to her, I said, how would you feel sitting there watching your husband make out with that other actor?
Yeah.
And she was like, well, they wear fake lips. And I'm like, no.
Wait. They wear fake walls. I've never heard they wear fake lips. Okay. We're not going to put that down as fact, people. We just, okay, listen down. Oh, but go ahead, continue.
So I'm looking at it, and I'm sitting there like, even if they were, you're still sharing bodily fluids, because some of them some of them really get into it.
Yeah. Nah, they kissing. I mean, people, the ones that kissing.
Yeah.
The ones that's kissing is kissing. Now I know they have like little protective things supposedly for whatever, underneath, but you don't know if they feeling each other. They slide that thing over and do whatever. You don't know. Mm-hmm. I just think it's just some things you can't fake. You say it's in the name of acting, but yeah, nah. That's crazy. I don't think you can fake that. I think it is what it is. It's you making a decision to be intimate with somebody else in that way, and you taking a check. Pardon. I just feel like that's just what it is. I feel like actors might have the hardest time knowing who they are. But I feel like more of us are more actors than we lead on. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're playing a lot of roles every day. You know what I mean? Like code switching, within the black community, within the culture. They have this thing called professionalism. It just so happens that professionalism is grounded already in a systematic, you get what I'm saying, racist type atmosphere to me. That's how it comes off. So it's like imposing your way of talking, your way of, treating each other, whatever, within the atmosphere, within like the world or whatever, for lack of better terminology here. It's like controlling society. You get what I'm saying? Like you're controlling society with professionalism. Because for black folk, that's what I'm just gonna say, because I don't even like calling. I don't refer to myself as black anymore. Because I don't like the term. I don't like that it's related to a color, and I don't like that it's been deemed and had to be voted on by folks who came up with that one. NAACP now. I mean, they mean well, but at the same time, if think about this, you got a whole nation within a nation. You know what I mean? Like you got like black folk, we're a whole nation within a nation. That they have to define who we are within their nation and system. That's wild to me. That shouldn't even be, like, there shouldn't be a Black History Month. Like, that's crazy. What do you mean Black History Month?
Correct.
Why don't you just admit that y'all messed up, right? Mm-hmm. And it caused a lot of problems societally, created a lot of trauma, and the manipulation and the hatred from people who learned because that hatred was passed on. It was taught. Have created a system where, now we lost. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons why we lie to ourselves about who we are, because a lot of us don't do the research and work to understand who we are.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I think that leads to a lot of things. I know for me, I just remember, like, as a kid, knowing that I was hated by everybody else that didn't look like me. Mm-hmm. That's a crazy way to think as a child, And then I remember listening to people like Martin Luther King. Matter of fact, my mother, she bought me the album of the I Have a Dream speech. Okay? And I used to know it. I used to listen to it all the time. I used to rehearse it, listen to it, and watch. I used to get so excited when Black History Month come on. I wanted to be Dr. Martin Luther King at an early age. I really did. You know what I mean? Before the hood got me, I did. I wanted to be Dr. Martin Luther King. You know, I was always a bright young man. But because of our circumstance, everything that was going on, nobody had time to pour into that side of me. You know what I mean? So, and I didn't have the willpower on my own to pursue it. You know, because I had the things that fitted in, wanting to be accepted, you know, whatever, you know, the case may be. And things that came naturally to me, I kind of went the other direction with it and used it for negative purposes instead of, you know, the God-given purposes that, you know, I was born to do. That's just me personally. You know what I mean? I don't know how anybody else from my generation era feel who grew up in the early 80s and stuff, born in the 70s. But that's how I, you know, dealt with it. And that led me to some really misguided choices. Thank God that I've been able to come back from that, man. And that's why we're here now. That's why that's why this is the safest place for comeback kids, man, because, you know, I understand what it means to keep coming back. But I had to learn how to come back with a purpose, not just to come back. You got to come back and do something. Yeah,
it's a powerful stuff.
Well, thank you, man. What about you? I mean, was there a point in time, because, I mean, you don't strike me as a person who don't know who you are. You seem to be very, you know, strong in your convictions of who you are as a person, and that's rare in people. But did you ever really find yourself trying to fit in or lying to pretend you was something that you wasn't just to be accepted?
I have to say yes. Yes, as a child.
Okay.
Only because of the simple fact of, like I told you before, you know, when you don't look like your race and...
Wait, you was out here trying to be Puerto Rican? Let me find out. You was out here trying to be Puerto Rican, running around Queens. Hey, me, they're like, hey, my me, this what you doing? Oh, you wild turkey, man. Where Jackie? I'm about to call her up right now if y'all was running that game. This is my Puerto Rican cousin. Oh, no, my bad. Go ahead.
No, but it was hard. You know what I mean? Because it just... You just didn't know where you did fit in. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because, like I said, you were in between. You weren't dark enough to say, I'm black.
Yeah.
I didn't speak Spanish, so I wasn't Puerto Rican, so I didn't fit that culture.
Right.
And I was a little darker, so I didn't fit in when I was around the white.
Right.
So... when you feel like you're all by yourself sometimes, you don't know what to do. So in order to fit in, you try your best to be this, that, and everything else. Mm-hmm. And it's hard. And then on top of it, when you end up getting treated by men who like the red bone in you, and other people started seeing that.
Jealousy episode.
Then you become something else, which...
Right.
I ended up where my grandmother always called me a hussy. Didn't know what that meant as a child.
That is a crazy word.
It is.
A hussy. I heard a heifer.
Okay.
You know, there were red heifers. Hello, red bone.
Okay.
But no, that's crazy because I wonder... So would you say, okay, how would you say a lot of women, because like we have a lot of, you know, big women personalities these days, especially in like the culture. We have like your Cardi B's, your Megan Thee Stallions, your Sexy Reds, and you know, back in our day we had our little Kims and all this stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Would you say that a lot of young women, young girls, gravitate to these images of these people and kind of emulate and copy what they perceive they're doing in their personal lives from their influences.
Oh yes,
because they don't know who they are
correctly,
and, just,
and that's the thing, and that's exactly what I did. You know, so then, you know, you find people who are like you, and then you become trying to become them, so you have a purpose in life.
Well, identity. And, you know, you kind of get that in the gang, street culture, whatever too. You know, like around our way, you know, in Jersey and everything. It wasn't about gangs back then. You know, nowadays, you know, between Jersey and New York, they heavy into that, but it comes with a lot of, you know, trying to identify themselves. And I remember when the movie Colors came out. That movie was so hard. That movie was so hard. That's not Rocket. That's not Rocket. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about. Y'all better watch that joint, man. Colors was crazy. That was a great movie. But a lot of young men looking for identity. You know, you growing up in a neighborhood, and that's what's in your neighborhood. You assume that's who you are. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to be left out. So you joining up to belong and be a part of something. You know, and I think that's a basic human nature is community. You know, we're not. You know, I mean, if you're going by, you know, faith, I go by faith. I go by the word of God. So, you know, I believe that I'm created in God's image. You know, and that's who I am. So everything that the word says about that, that's what I've come to identify myself as, because with my life experience, that's what I know is true. You know, I'm creating His image, and that means a lot of different things. You know, I am a creator myself. I'm very creative. You know, I'm a living soul inside. You know, all of us are. You know, our outsides is all, it might be different, but, you know, on the inside, we all spirit. You let that spirit leave, that body just sit there. Huh? It's a corpse, right? Yeah, so, I mean, I know a lot of people got a lot of different spiritual beliefs, and I'm cool with all of that. Do what you do. Because I believe if you're seeking God, you're going to find God. You know, this has nothing to do with a religion, but if you know who you are because of who God is, you know, because anything that goes against, for me, anything that goes against the nature of God is just something else. You know what I mean? So I feel secure in that, and that's not saying like I'm perfect or walking on water. Nothing. I love ignorance. I love everything that's ignorant because that's how I came up. I like it. You know, I like it. You know, it's what it is. But at the same time, I've come to a point in my life where I see where ignorance will cost you a lot. So because I naturally might enjoy it or gravitate to it, I refrain with personal, you know, with disciplines and principles. And it's not like a tweak. I'm not trying to behave because I can do whatever I want to do. It's not that. It's just that I prefer me, as I'm learning, becoming more self-aware of who I am. I prefer a certain level of peace and intimacy with that positive energy, which I call God. I prefer that over the chaos and the drama and the negativity and the nonsense. So I don't see how people can get mad at that. You know what I mean? I don't know why people go to war over. I remember I went through everything. 5%, Hebrew Israelite, Christian, super thug, whatever, Trekkie. Wait, how you do it? See, they kicked me out of there because I don't know how to do it. How you do it? Little long? I don't know. How you do it? I don't know. Man, you know. That's why I'm not a Trekkie. I get kicked out. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, whatever. But anyway, but so, you know, this is all these different things. So if you notice in today's society and culture, we get bombarded with imagery and identity. Listen, you got people out here, they don't even know what they are. That's sad to me. You know what I mean? Like, that's really sad because, and that's like the loneliest place to be when you don't know who you are. And then you got people, you know, having babies, raising babies, they don't know who they are. They raising little babies who don't know who they are. Now you got the blind leading the blind for real. and then everybody's following what they think they want, and they think this is who I am. Yeah, so yeah, that's wild. That's wild.
It is. It definitely is. But it's a lot that goes into it.
Now, I know you have another question for me, ma'am.
Okay, so let's see. Because I think a lot of it you kind of, yeah.
Already covered?
Yeah, because one of them was how you ever felt left out because you're not sure where you fit in with your friends. So you kind of covered that for me and whatnot, you know.
Well, I will tell you what though, which is because a lot of us are in the same position. We kind of bond off of the wrong stuff. Trauma bonds. That's what I call it. You know what I mean? Because we bonding off the fact that pops ain't home, we got no pops, or we dealing with drugs and alcohol and whatever. Or we all chase the same thing, or we trying to get money. We hustlers. We this, we that, and we kind of connect off of all these little things that are just symptoms of what the real root of what the problem is. You know what I mean? Like, it's so wild. Like, you got a lot of people who don't have much, all striving to get more. Right. And then you got people who have it all, who would throw it all away because they don't know who they are. So it's like, it's like, oh, then you always hear, well, money don't bring happiness, this. But I hear people with papers say, hey, money don't bring happiness, but man, spending my money sure make me happy. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of crazy. So how you gonna tell that to somebody who don't have it, that money don't bring happiness, when neither does being broke? So then where does the happiness come from? You know what I mean? And
it literally has to come within. And that's the thing. But
you hitting on something now.
It's hard to, because we're not taught that. That's the bad thing. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like with my girlfriends, when they would come over to the house, they felt like I had a leg up because my parents were still together. Like, my father lived in the home. They didn't know who their dad was. Right.
Which is rare. Which is sad that that's rare amongst our culture.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But here's something that just triggered a thought. How many of us, our identity is the culture, right? So you always hear, like, you ain't black if, like, remember I said on the last, on the previous episode when Joe Biden's like, you ain't, if you don't vote for Joe Biden, you ain't black or whatever, right?
Correct.
So it's like, how many decisions do we make just because we know it's culturally appropriate?
We do it all the time.
You get what I'm saying?
Just the same way as when Obama was. Everybody was like, "Oh, it's a black president, so we all have to get down there and get that vote." Real talk. And if you didn't, for whatever reason, right.
And that nigga ain't do nothing for the folks like that we're talking about. Yeah, boy. And he's still trying to get you to vote for Sleepy Joe. That's crazy, but this is not political. I ain't telling you to vote for it. None of that. I don't got nothing to do with none of that. All I'm saying is, I feel like if more people were self-aware, then we could reset the culture. You know what I mean? Like, look at all these little drill dudes running around, right? And they running around killing each other now. All the little small hoods all across America. This joint, popping in Chicago, and now they all over the place drilling. Like, think about that. That's instead of this little hood doing their own thing and coming into power with something positive, they just jumped on the trend and they spread that like a rash through the music, through the culture. Until people start like, yo, whoa, wait a minute now, we going too far now. But now it's already in the culture, it's too late, so to speak. You know what I mean? Now, the only way people, like, here's my philosophy on it. For every person who becomes self-aware, and with that self-awareness, their desire to live better, right? You can't help but to affect everything around you in a positive way. Right? So if we all was on that pursuit and not looking at each other and hating each other because of the culture, the culture got us walking like, especially like brothers, black men, when we walking past each other, we already sizing each other up because we don't know if you're an op or not.
Women do the same.
See, that's why. That's crazy.
Look at her, she went and got a BBL or, she's walking around with double D's that are not real and crazy. This, that, and everything else. So or we all do it.
Hair, right? Yeah. Hair, all that stuff. Like, oh, why she got her hair like that? Da, da, da. That's wild. So instead of us, allowing each other to be themselves, to have their own identity, if you don't fit into our cultural mold, you're not accepted by the people. That's crazy, bro.
And I'm not saying, and ladies, let me tell you, I'm not saying you can't do that. Why are you doing it? Are you doing it because that's what you want to do for you? Or is it because you want to be like everybody else?
I'm going to say most of it just because you want to be like everybody else. And on both sides.
And if everybody looks like everybody.
Yeah. Well, you got dudes now who can buy the whole makeup kit and that they look just like y'all. And I ain't no fade
on. And a lot of them look even better than us.
That's crazy. That ain't no fade on what y'all do, man. I ain't got nothing to do with none of that.
But I'm just saying, it just is. It's like you eating the same thing over and over and over. You're gonna get tired of eating that. You want something different. So if we all look alike, act alike, walk alike, talk alike, then that's the reason why they end up going to the other person, and that's why.
Oh, you talking about the passport bros?
I'm just talking about anybody. It's the reason why they end up somewhere else because they're constantly getting the same. And we just get so upset when we see a brother with that Caucasian woman. Why? Because if we're all the same and he wanted something different and she's giving it, why are we mad? You should be mad at yourself because you trying to be like everybody else instead of just being you where he would love you.
Well, here's something. Can I interject for a second? Because you just made me think about something with that.
Go ahead.
So, okay. So, wait. Where did my thought go? All right. So, you got people like that. Like the stereo. Oh, here we go. The mad, angry black woman. Why the independent black woman got to be mad?
Right.
That is not true. But it's a stereotype. So, but then you got women who perpetuate it. You know what I mean? Like they feel like they gotta be loud, they gotta be intimidating and whatever. It's sort of like animals in the wild. Like there's certain animals that they puff themselves up like the blowfish to make themselves look way more dangerous than what they are, or like certain birds spread their feathers really huge and stuff like because of fear, and it's just like so they out there being loud and ratchet because they really. You know what I mean? Don't have the confidence in themselves, and they don't feel like, or they're insecure, and they feel like, well, I can control this energy, this image, and I can command respect with it. But it just makes them look goofy. So it's just, and dudes do the same thing too. It's so wild. Like I, be out in public, whatever, and you just hear somebody. They see you, right? First they was chilling, they was doing whatever. They see you. Now all of a sudden you hear everything that they saying in the stuff. Now they so loud.
Yep.
It's like, dog, like you wasn't even acting like that before I came in here. Well, I'm just coming to grab me a little bottle of water and I'm out of here.
Right.
I don't need to see you. Like I see you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just I don't know. Like I said, like when dudes they go, by each other, or here's something that weird dudes do all the time. You can tell when somebody real scary on the street. Because when you walk by, all of a sudden they start rapping something real hard. We're gonna sit back, relax, smoke a blunt, drink it back, think of like, dude, okay, so little Biggie, like, calm down, bro. I've seen that a zillion times. They just rapping the lyrics, just to let you know what they listening to. We used to walk around back in Patterson, man. We used to keep the little Sony joint, the little boom box. Boom had the latest mixtape on there. You know what I mean? But that was a whole thing. You know what I'm saying? That was a whole thing. Oh, this is just how we do. This is how we get down. Da 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 da.
You know
But it was
what
the
would
image.
make me laugh is when you can walk into McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, dude up there ordering off the dollar menu, but take a whole wad of cash out his pocket and trying to find that small bill
Wait.
to give.
What?
I'm like, seriously?
Wait, where does this go? Wait,
I don't know.
Why did we get?
I don't know.
How did we get here? Yo, that's crazy.
But we do it. And I don't know why.
Like to prove we're some here. Look at
Yeah.
me. Look at me. I got money. I got this. I got that. But it's kind of crazy. A lot of it's. I guess that goes to like the Instagram thing where you had the fad where everybody holding money up to the ear. You know what I'm saying?
In
Like,
the clubs,
yeah,
taking
just
picture
throwing
with
money,
wads of money. I don't get that. And the last time I was in the club, it was a bunch of dudes in the corner. There was no women with them. Just bunch of dudes in the corner.
This made me think of something else that I think is so important. There's a lot of couples lying to themselves about who they are, and therefore they're lying to each other, and then they're wondering why relationship is not working out. Whew, let's talk about that.
No, that's huge. That
So-
is huge.
So think about it. Like every time you meet somebody, you want to put your best foot forward, right?
Correct.
So, which is not wrong to do. You definitely, that's who you are. But if you don't have an understanding of life and you're not aware of what's really going on, you know good and well that nobody's perfect. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think a lot of people, male and female, on both sides of the spectrum, try to put on a facade way bigger than what they need to impress the other person because they're trying to live up to an expectation that's unrealistic. Right?
And sooner or later you drop the ball because you can only live up to it for so long.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually
Yeah.
you start shining through. They say your true colors start coming through. And then once it happens, you're like, who in the world did I just marry?
Yeah, a lot of horror stories because of it.
Yeah.
A lot of terrible situations because of things like that. You know what I mean? People hiding who they really are, and lives being destroyed. I've heard of circumstances, download dudes coming back bringing disease. You know what I'm saying? The disease that caused you not to be around no more. That's the thing about that. And vice versa. Just it don't even have to be that. It could just be just normal. Just like, maybe, she haven't gotten over the streets and she's just still outside when you at work. You know what I mean? And you think you got a home and you don't have a home. You have a porn studio. You should have put a camera on Base of Money on OnlyFans. But you out here getting mad. Now you want to shoot everybody. You know she was thotty where you met her. You met her at the club anyway.
Usually where you meet them, that is who they are.
I don't
Not
know.
saying that people can't change. Because
Not
they can.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if they haven't changed before you got married, who says that they're going to change after you put that ring on her finger? Or on his. Let's be real about that.
Here's something that I say. Like, I feel like if you're single, right, you have the opportunity of a lifetime to be yourself, to get to know yourself and know who you are. I think we push relationships way too hard. Way too hard. Like the fantasy of a relationship and romance.
Oh my gosh, come on.
Because it's marketed to you.
Yes.
You know? Here, like this. Here's an identity right here, and it's about jewelry. Do y'all know that diamonds is not worth a thing? Diamonds is a rock. Diamonds is worth more in the industrial world than it is in the fashion world. You know what I mean? Like, y'all way overpaying. We've all done it. We know it. Because back in the day, who was it? Was it, I think it was K Jewelers?
Yes.
I think they ran a campaign. They was trying to get rid of these stones. You can look this up. You can Google it. I might have the wrong company, but I think it was K Jewelers though. But they came up with that whole concept of diamonds as a woman's best friend just to move these units, bro.
Yep. And everybody out there going and grabbing.
Now you got women. Think about this. Now you got women throwing away good men because they can't afford a wedding ring that meets their standard. Because they lying to themselves. They don't even know who they are. They don't even realize that that is just marketing.
If you want the ring, just go get the ring.
Think about that's wild.
I just heard the pastor preach today about that. And he literally said, when you stand in front of, could be the judge, could be the priest, whoever it is that marries you, you sign a contract. And they file it. Meaning y'all are married. If anybody wants to look y'all up, y'all married.
Right.
The only reason for the ring is to let other people know they are already taken. That's it.
Which right nowadays you put on the ring and now it's like a magnet because everybody, oh, you married, you must be good. Let me come get you. That is so stupid. That's crazy. Like, why would you think like that? Dang, why am I wearing my ring? A lot of our identities or identities come from, marketing and sales. It really do. These are images that are put before you to aspire to so you can invest in it. Like, let's just take this. I used to be a big Henny drinker. Henny. This ain't the Henny. Right? If you black, you love Hennessy. That's the culture, right? Black, you love Hennessy. Right? But I'm old enough to remember when, if you was black, you love Schlitt Smoke Liquor. OE. Mad Dog 2020. Easy Jesus. E&J. Before Hennessy was even thought about. Come
on.
All that identified you with it. Boone's Farm.
Let's take it all the way back. Oh, English.
OE. I did say the OE.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, the OE. What was that? I think the Schlitz was the one with the bull on it. I remember, like, when a kid, they had that commercial, that blue bull would come out there, boom, boom, boom.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. You was in the hood, you see you see them bottles everywhere. Black people, Newports.
Oh.
Yeah. Y'all, listen.
Every black person had a Newport.
Yeah.
Every.
Did I ever tell you how I started smoking cigarettes? Did I ever tell you that story?
No.
Okay. So, back in the day, this was in Inglewood. My brother had a crush on Shorty. She was from King Gardens. I can't remember her name. Started with a T, right? And he had a crush on her. And I don't know if it's just like little brother competition with big brother type stuff, but any girl that liked my brother liked, I was in the cut like. Anyway, I couldn't have been no more than 11, 12. Walking home from school, right down William Street. Walking. Matter of fact, we was approaching. Anybody in Inglewood know we was approaching where the old Lincoln School is, right? And she seen me follow. I'll never forget it. She had on these white pair of jeans, and I was just like, woo! I was just following her and like, woo! Look at this thing right here. Now, the mind you, I'm only 11, 12 years old, right? She's probably about 13, 14. Because my brother's older and she was maybe a little older than my brother. Her name started with a T. I got to ask him if you remember what this is. But anyway, so she noticed me following behind her and checking her out. So she kind of called me out on what you doing? I'm like, eyes big and and she caught me like, oh, snap. And I was like, and she was like, come here. And I was like, what? So come here, behind the school building? I'm soup, boy. I'm thinking, it's about to go down back here. I didn't know what I was going to do, but I was ready for whatever it was, right? So she goes to the purse, a little bag or book bag, whatever it was. She's like, you smoke? Nah, I ain't never smoked a cigarette a day in my life. And you know what I did?
What?
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even know how to hold the thing. I'm sitting there. I'm lying because I liked her. But look at the cost, though. I lied. When I tell you, I felt so sick.
Oh, yes.
But I smoked with her because I did not want this moment to end. I had her all to myself. I couldn't wait. I was in my mind, I was like, yo, I can't wait to tell Tony, man, yeah, I smoked with the girl, he liked it. And I'm like, I'm all souped up in my head and stuff, man. I'm crazy. But don't you know, now I was like 12 years old. I probably didn't stop smoking Newports until what, maybe like 7 years ago? 6 years ago?
Wow.
Think about that.
Yeah.
That decision to try to fit in and be liked hooked me for 30-something years.
Yeah.
Damaged my body, my lungs, risk of cancer, even to this day.
Yep.
Over them white jeans. I'll probably do it all over again. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Yeah, she was bad. I'm just saying. Listen, your boy was skinny with a big head. You know what I'm saying? Forehead like this, and she was giving me some attention. I was like, yeah, yeah. But yeah, that's a great example. You know, but and a lot. I feel like thinking about the kids nowadays. They're so confused and they're getting hit with everything, so they really don't know who they are. So it's our responsibility to let them, number one, develop and discover who they are. Because us as parents, we try to control them, or if we see traits and things that we think is going to get them hurt or embarrassed or picked on or whatever, we impose our will on them and we suppress them. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was young, I was very emotional, sensitive kid. There was a lot of reasons for it. There was a lot of stuff going on. Nobody told me how to process it, whatever. But I was always, hey, don't be a punk. Get punched in the chest. Boom. Shut up. Stop crying. Boom. Don't be a punk. Don't be gay. Don't be this. Don't be that. Boom. Right? So men don't cry. Boom. Right? So where did I put all that stuff?
Right.
I had to put it somewhere. Turned me into a monster. A monster.
That's what they do, and they don't realize the effect.
Yo, it's crazy.
It's always seen and not heard. Like you were always
suppressed.
You could not express yourself. You express yourself, you're talking back. Then you got popped in the mouth.
Well, now hold on, Miss Lovely, because you probably was sassing your mother, and I know Mom, and she ain't gonna take no disrespect. You ain't gonna be acting like you was just like, Mom, I just want to let you know that I don't like this. Nah, you. I'll just be real now. But,
no, I'm gonna be totally real. I listen. If I sass back, I got popped in the mouth.
But
I didn't like being popped in the mouth, so...
Who do?
So, as I got older, I just would stare her down. And she hated that because she would always sit there and say to me, I feel like you're looking through me. You know what I mean? So listen. So it came to the point was like, this house ain't big enough for the both of us. So if you think you grown, you got to go.
But you know what? That's all of our homes though at that time. We all was taught to be seen and not heard. But think about where that could have came from though. A lot of things, even when it comes like to whipping the kids and stuff, we've been suppressed as the people for so long. Think about this. Think about you being a slave, right? And you're birthing babies. They're making you birth babies. Now you love these babies because they come from you. But the person in control of you see them as a product. And if that product is broken, they get rid of it, right? Yeah. So think about what the mothers and fathers tried to do for the children to keep them together and make them behave. When their natural ability of self-discovery and wonder, they're born into oppression where they're supposed to be born into freedom, right? So the mother, with the matter, you get them or I get them. What you gonna do? You gonna beat them because you're trying to save their life. Now that becomes a tradition. That becomes part of the culture of raising your child. And then you mix that with religion, spare the rod, spoil the child. Oh yeah, you're supposed to beat the child, wop, 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 wop. Or let's talk about it, just discipline in itself. Like, don't ignore what they're doing. Like, you have to have the rod of correction, meaning you got to steer them. You have to guide them. Don't just let them do whatever they want to do. That's all that means. Now, of course, they should always have the healthy reverence of who you are, respect. They should have the fear of God when you look at them, because you give them all that should be established from the beginning. But if you let in, like today, like a lot of these kids is in trouble because all these parents are so coddling with these babies, and now you see these 2-year-olds on Instagram talking crazy. They talking real crazy because they're not being guided. They're just being let go. And just absorbing everything. And I show you how brilliant we are, because these kids are picking up. You think these little kids are, you know what I mean, come from a different planet. But they're being exposed to too much too soon. And they're getting their identity very early. Very at an earlier age, which is going to be harder to correct for themselves. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's why they say each generation get weaker and wiser. You know what I mean? So that's kind of deep. Yeah, I think back to the original question, you know, especially when it comes to how, when you don't know who you are, how lost you can feel, and how that can leave you trying to fill voids, you know, with substances, you know, addictions. That's why, you know, addictions is crazy, because you know, you looking for something to enjoy yourself like everybody else, but when it fills that hole temporarily that you had, you want to keep filling it. You never want it to be empty, where you're just not connected to the right thing, to the right source. I mean, you know.
And it does not always mean of addiction of, you know, alcohol, addiction of drugs. It could be addiction of food. It could be addiction of sex. It could be addiction of a whole lot of different things. Whatever that makes you feel good at that time, where you don't think about anything else. That's why you got kids out here cutting themselves, because it feels good.
I've never understood that one. I'm not hating on you. Hey, look, if you cut yourself, relax. We got you, bro. Just. We're going to fill that hole with something else. I'd rather you eat donuts like I did this week, because I had way too many donuts. I've been addicted to them donuts. Oh, you know what? I'm so mad at them first chocolate donuts. I was doing good, man. I ate them donuts at me. But that's how crazy, like that sugar. I'm not eating sugar like that. So once I had the donuts, them carbs and stuff, it just had me boom, boom, boom. And then I'm like, okay, now I need this. I want this. Now I'm sitting there thinking, like, why am I ODing on this sugar all of a sudden?
Because it was making you feel good.
You see what I mean? But I was feeling good before that. I didn't need it like that. It was, you know what I mean? But it was something that I did enjoy, but it just got them hooks in me. Yeah. It's crazy, man. And so, But you're right, though. A lot of times I think, I kind of look at, you know, addiction is just another distraction to make you not think about who you are, your purpose. It's work. You know what I feel like, why a lot of, especially in this time where information is coming to you so fast, a lot of us don't know, you know, we don't pursue or who we are, or we're not self-aware because of the distractions. And that's all these things are. They just distractions. Because when anything worth having, man, you got to put in the work for it. You know, a lot of people find their identity in trauma. They trauma bond. We create whole genres and this and that off of stuff, off of trauma, and it's like, no, you're not supposed to rest in that. All adversity is character building. Is taking you to the next level, because once you can overcome that thing, you know, I'm thinking like an athlete. Yeah, you might have a natural gift and talent, but if you ain't working out, if you ain't practicing your craft, and you ain't putting the time in. If you ain't working on it like that, like really working on it, grinding, like look at Kobe, look at MJ. You know, these dudes, they put in relentless, countless hours of practice. Nobody wants to do that. And you have to do that for yourself in your life.
Right.
You know, I feel like too many times we're celebrating and watching other people move on with life while we just being distracted by it.
And then talk about
them. You know, because we don't know who we are. And then you judging people who don't know who they are. That's crazy, man. You gotta take your eyes off of that. Put your eyes within. You gotta look within, man. That's why, for me, regardless of all the stuff, like I know a little history. I'm mad that excuse me, I didn't get a chance to log in because my sister, she set up the ancestry for me to take a look at everything, and I will look at it and I might even touch upon it on the next episode, which is not going to be about identity, but at the same time, I know for me, I'm constantly self-aware of who I am. And when I do things, when I get out of character, I explore to see why. Okay, wait, why did I react like that? What's going on here? And it'd be a lot of different factors, but it can be exhausting sometimes, and a lot of people don't want to put in the work because we're so distracted with just survival. But what a lot of people don't know is if you start being who you are and living your purpose, you're not going to be in survival mode no more. It's all about priorities and where you lay them. What's important to you. And you start getting that right, you'll start figuring out who you are. You know what I mean? So, yeah, but this is a good topic. We're not going to belinger it. We've been on it for a little while. I try to keep them a little shorter just because with the YouTube uploads and all that type of stuff and editing the videos, we still learning, we still growing. But this is God's fault, man. That's why I'm here. I'm here to come back with a purpose, and God has brought me back from some really challenging things. And, I want to be able to share it with somebody who might be stuck in something right now, who don't think they can overcome. Let me tell you, yes, you can. You absolutely can. And if you have a story, or you have a loved one who has a story of something that they overcame, we definitely want to hear it. We got some really cool interviews coming up with some people who are fellow like-minded, entrepreneurs doing their things, and who actually overcome and battle some personal things in their life. You might want to call them demons, personal demons, or whatever, however you term it. But they had to overcome their own selves to be successful in their field and what they're doing. And don't forget, you're a work in progress. There's no perfect solution for anything. As you grow, like for me, I stand on that word, man. That word of God. Listen, because it's universal. It does what it's supposed to do. I don't see no wrong in it. I'm not talking about doctrines and religion. I'm just talking about standing on the word of God, and I've seen God move in my life because of it. Facts. Can't deny it. And I'm not afraid of anything what you say, because if I wasn't afraid in the street, you think I'm going to be afraid of you now? My bad. It comes out every once in a while. I told you I like ignorance. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Yes, I did. But anyway, I can't help myself. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm coming back. All right. But anyway. But yeah, so, listen, this is God's fault, but this is home of the comeback kids. And all jokes aside, this is a safe place. This is the safest place online, for you. Tune in with us. Rap with us as we learn and grow. And, we're going to do great things. And I want to hear all your stories, man. I want to hear the stories of how, hey, I heard your podcast, man. It made me get up, wipe myself off, you know what I mean, and get back to life. Nothing's going to be perfect. You got to come back with a purpose, man. You got to come back with a purpose. This is my PSA. Everything is not going to be roses and, confetti and celebrations when you get up off your ass. It's going to be work after that. But put it in. It's worth it. We out. God's fault. Let's go.
Na 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 na. It's gone.